Hello and welcome to episode 30 of my playthrough of Feed the Beast Plexiglass Mountain. Last episode we worked on this little downstairs area working on some auto crafting. As you can probably tell, things look a little bit different to the last one as I did some work between the last couple of episodes. To be honest, it was a lot more just grinding more than actual work. But we did do a few things. I made sure that everything is hooked up and has pattern providers, so we have space for new patterns and things as well. Same with these molecular assemblers. I increased the capacity of co-processing units on this processor, just so that we can, do some more complex crafts and things with it and not be hamstrung, I guess, for the time being. So that thing there it'll do the job now for most things that we want to do. I did that. Did I do anything else? Oh yeah, we have an elevator in here now between the floors. Besides, instead of having to like fly all the way up, we can just press space and shift on this thing. These things are really easy to make. It's just a bunch of wool and an ender pearl in the middle, and you just need one like directly above the other or directly below. And by pressing shift, you go down, and spacebar you go up. Super duper handy for getting around. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I messed around with the storage room over here for grabbing of things. As you can tell, it looks really messy right now. I just needed to have the whole drawer system connected to the drawer controller, which it is now. And I've taken out most of my ingots and things like that we have too many of, and have them now stored inside of drawers, just to free up some extra capacity inside of the AE system itself. So like, they're not all orange anymore. We've got some blue space in here and stuff as well, which is all hunky-dory, if you ask me. But in this episode, I've got kind of two plans. First plan is we need to make some auto crafting things even faster, because what I did was in these first, I think 5 of these, I've put acceleration cards in each one of these so that the single crafting operations that we're doing are actually going to be a lot faster now, which is always a win. So I have to make, what's this, 20 more, right? Because each of these take 5. And need to shove them into these bad boys. All of these now as well, my inscribers, also have acceleration cards. So now the only real thing that we need to speed up and do some upgrades with is the factories that we've got here. Since we have an upgrade slot here, and you can see we get energy upgrades, speed upgrades, and muffling upgrades. I probably want to automate making of all 3 of those, so that we can make these things really, really fast. Because like if I say, let's say here, if I go here and say I want to make glass, and we'll say I want a stack of it, right? It throws them down here into this guy. It splits the stack up, right? So we're doing 5 items at a time, but this progress bar is still really slow. And if you look at this thing, right, having to wait here for all this to like operate and like go through and like do its thing kind of takes too long. So I want to make that faster. So we need to do a couple of patterns here. Oh yeah, and I did a bunch of like between episodes, I did a bunch of extra patterns. If you look inside of this thing here and we go down to the assemblers, there's a bunch of extra things here, right? Because I needed to make drawers and what else did I have to do? I added in some patterns for the energized smelter and enrichment chamber, since we're going to be using those in the very near future. I did you remember how in the previous episode as well, I was doing the conversion from the seeds into the crystals themselves. I added that to this just to make life a little bit easier when we run out of dusts and things as well. Or crystals, right? Like the Certus quartz or fluix. So just little things, nothing really too game breaking. To be honest with you, I probably went a bit more overkill than I actually intended to. But that's Minecraft, right? Like it's so easy to get carried away when you're doing things, and I was just always kept forgetting. Forgetting is the right word to to press record and just kind of talk you guys through what I'm doing. So that's why we're doing it now. But like I said, we're doing upgrades, right? So we want mech, and then we want upgrades. And we want 3 of these to start with. We want speed upgrades, we want energy upgrades, and we want the muffling upgrades. So speed, energy, and muffling, these kind of do exactly what they sound like they're going to do. The speed's going to make everything go faster. Energy will make them more efficient. And muffling obviously reduces the noise that they make. So with all of these things, we need to go into, not the crafting terminal, but the pattern encoding one. And we need to make patterns for each of these, right? So we know how to make glass and we know how to make infused alloy, so this one's ready. We need to teach it how to make osmium dust, which conveniently, we can teach it to do by crushing an osmium ingot, which is how I want this to be made. So that's the speed upgrade done. Energy upgrade is essentially the same thing. So we're going to go there. It's going to be the energy upgrade. And then we need to teach it how to make gold dust, which again is just a crushing recipe. Bang. And then the muffling upgrade. We can pull that in. And we actually already know how to make steel dust through the enriching of stuff. But what I may do is actually teach it how to make just steel dust from crushing steel ingots. It's probably not a bad idea to have it know how to do all of that, just to keep it all kind of the same. And actually, instead of having to go downstairs, what I had been doing in the past was going down here, going into the specific pattern encoders. But that's why we have this terminal here, the pattern access one, is I can actually put in all of our patterns and stuff into this screen instead, right? So molecular assemblers, right? We have three slots in here, so I'm going to use those up because all of these ones have actually been sped up to use this stuff. And you can press shift as well on your keyboard to see what each pattern does, so that we know what we're putting in the right spot. So molecular assembler is just crafting recipes for all those. And then these are all crushing recipes. So we need to find the slot in here that is labeled advanced crushing factory. And then we can slot all of these bad boys into there. So now I should really easily be able to just go here, type in upgrade, and be like, all right, give me 21 energy upgrades, start. And then I should also be able to queue up 21 of these as well. And you can hear machines going down in the basement. So can I queue up 21 of each of them? I can. As you can see there, energy upgrades are now popping in as it crushes thing. I think the crusher is going to be the biggest limitation here, so we should see these actually coming in, I think 5 at a time, if everything is working right. We can go down here, see, like we can see this is smelting sand, this thing is turning iron into enriched alloy, this thing is crushing gold into gold dust. And then we can come down here and right click on each of these things as well to see what operations are being done. So this thing is making speed upgrades. This one here is making energy upgrades. This one here is making speed upgrades. And then you're making the muffling ones. Nice. And then what I can do is, as these things are being made, is I can just yoink all of them out of there. Because I think these are only allowed to accept up to a certain amount of each. So let's go 8 energy upgrades into this, and this goes from using, let's actually uninstall all of them. Goes from using 100 FE a tick, to now using, plus one more, 10 FE a tick, right? That's with no speed upgrades, right? So now this thing is like uber efficient, and we have the max level of energy in here, which is a 10 times reduction, I guess. And then I guess from here as well, we can do is we can chuck in our speed ones. And these also max out to 8, but unfortunately these also give us a efficiency penalty. So we should actually, from what I remember, end up pretty even. Whether we do or not, I don't know, but this speed upgrade is going nicely. So let's jump back up here. Let's grab all of these things back out again. Cool, so that should be my 21 of them all. And let's start with the ones that we're actually using, right? So currently, this is the only smelter that has recipes in it, so we may as well only upgrade this one. So you just need more speed upgrades. Cool. And then I think you'll actually end up being still about using about 100, if not slightly more. But that's okay. Why are you all sorts of messed up in my inventory? That's super weird. I don't know. But with this, we need to chuck in, I guess, muffling upgrades. And then that's a 10x reduction in noise, I guess. Next thing we probably need to upgrade is you, since I think you're also the only one with patterns in it. Yeah, you totally are. You will just go energy and speed. This thing should now be totally sped up. And look at that. 5 times like crafting per item, and also, you know, at 10 times speed. Nice. The next one we probably want to do is the crushing factory, since we have been using this one a lot. We'll just chuck in whatever we can. You go there. Muffling goes in there as well. We'll just make all this stuff real quiet. Not that it really makes too much noise, but that's fine. Cool. So this one's maxed out. You're the only one with recipes in there. I think you're maxed out and you're the only one with recipes. Yup. So now you need to be maxed out as well. So you need 8 of each. So 8 plus, well, 8 of what, speed and efficiency, as well as muffling, or 2 of muffling. And then you need 4 speed and you need 3 energy. So 8, I need 11 energy, and 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 speed. So I should just be able to go, oh god. Energy, I have 0. So speeds I have. Speed I said I needed 12, so I need 11 of you. And then energy, I said I needed, oh god, how many did I say I need? I think it was 11 as well, wasn't it? Let's just make a bunch of them. We'll end up using them anyway, regardless. And wow, that was, the speed upgrades went. Yeah, do you see how quick these things are popping into my inventory? That is so nice. Okay, you. Energy. Take as many as you can. Now speed, take as many as you can. You are now maxed out. Nice. This one. Upgrades. You have none in you, so you need 8 of those. And energy, they're probably still being crafted somehow. Yep, there's the rest of the energy ones. They can go into this bad boy. And I guess you can get muffling, though you probably don't need it. Same with this one. You're probably the loudest machine is actually this bad boy, so you've got it. Cool. You're fully upgraded. So all the ones we're currently using are fully upgraded. That's really nice, actually. So while we're here, let's make, okay, I've got 4 muffling. Let's keep, I need another 2, 3 of you. And then I need 8 of these. No, I need 16 of these. Start. I forget which one I just clicked. Okay, it's this one. And then now the speed ones, I need 16 of you as well. And these are going to be for the machines that I have upstairs. And you can see these things are popping in here real quick. And this will only get faster as well once we upgrade them to, what's the one? I guess the next version after advanced is ultimate or something like that, the blue version. And then on top of that, there's the purple version. So we can upgrade these guys. We need energy and speed in you. Then you here also need energy and speed. And then these can both get muffling as well while we're here. Just to make them nice and quiet while we're doing things. Nice. Alright, now that stuff is all nicely sped up. I think I decided as well we needed another 20 of the acceleration cards, which are these bad boys. So go there, -1, 20 of those. Everything should be ready to make. And then we just wait for these things to craft and pop into here. And that took like no time at all. Nice. And then these things can all just get slotted into these unused machines. Just shift click them in. Bang and bang. These are all ready now for more crafting stuff. And that is a really good spot for all of this thing to be at. So now we have like any auto crafting we want to do, right? It should just be relatively quick. So let's look at like, I just want to look at just craftable stuff. I've got a number of items, just craftable. And these are all the things that we can make, right? So we can have access to crafting a lot of things, all of which right now, to be honest with you, I probably don't need to do a whole lot of, just to kind of show you, but actually no, I lied. We do need to craft a few things, because I think we're going to take a turn now and start working on something else, right? And because as you can probably tell by this thing over here, we needed to work on ore processing for our new setup, right? Because if we head over here to our quarry, this has been chugging away between episodes and over time, and it's gotten pretty deep, and we have a ton of resources, right? These drawers are filling up real quick. So we need a way to deal with all of this stuff pretty nicely before we do much else. All of these are all soulstone, actually. That reminds me, I should probably want to put that in drawers in the overworld now that I think of it. But that's a plan for a later day. But what I was saying is we want eventually this, instead of going into drawers, probably just going into an ender chest or something similar that'll be auto inputting into the AE system. So we need a way to deal with ores and stuff as they come in. And the way that we're going to deal with that, before we were using, what was it, thermal. But as you can see, the machines are nice and fast, but we can only do one item at a time. Whereas these things, right, we now have access to do 5 at a time. And to be honest with you, we can probably support all the way up until the next upgrade, which I think is either 6 or 7. Right, if we go here and go the tier thing, elite tier, I think this just costs a lot of diamonds and gold. Which we have a lot of diamonds, right? This is just the diamond machine into with that. Wow, we could probably do this. This is probably something we have like the capacity to do. Is it worth it right now? Probably not. Let's think about it. Let's do that probably at the end of the episode, because I think that is when we're going to start running into power issues. Once we start doing a whole lot of this stuff. But we seem to be in a good spot with power. Kind of surprisingly. I thought we would be having more power issues after the last fix we did. But apparently not. I think we are in a good spot for the time being. But regardless, we need to do ore processing. And we're going to do it with Mekanism. As I continue to get distracted. And I think we're going to do it with, again, just like 4 of each of these. Probably going to be overkill, to be honest with you. I need 4 of you as well. And then instead of going craftable, I want to show stored and craftable. So we need enrichment chambers, of which now we have 4. And I also need the smelteries. Smelting, what are they called? Energized smelters. Oops, that can go back in there. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. As well as, we may as well, since we have the capacity of doing it, the tier upgrades for these guys as well. So I need to craft up 4 of you. I can grab that one out, and I need, whoops, I need another 3 of you. And that'll get these guys to the current level of advanced. And they're slowly popping in. And by slowly, I mean, that's actually kind of quick for how it used to be. 3. It's probably waiting on one weird thing. Go on, pop in. Oh no, you're only making 3. That's why. Okay, where do I want to set this up? I mean, since we have the space already, I think we're going to kind of just like leave this as the middle of the room. The machines here can now expand out that way and out in the different directions. So our ore processing, I probably want going backwards that way. So let's start you there, and that leaves the same space as that so that I can walk past it. You probably just want to go one further back there. So that this room kind of looks the same, right? So we have a space of, oh, it's 2, I guess, but that's fine. Do I want it to be even? It doesn't matter, to be honest with you, because we'll probably have to add in more of these machines anyway. So actually, let's move this. Instead of that, we'll have a 3 space, and we'll go there. Cool. So enrichment chambers, we're going to need all of, as well as our energized smelters. We're going to set them up exactly the same as the other ones were. Just kind of one side by side. You are going to need more space. So let's make a tunnel this way, so that we can see what we're doing. Beautiful. And then there, we need enrichment chamber. That's that 4. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I misplaced one, that's why. Oh god, I did not mean to do that. Not at all what I wanted to do. Okay, smelters go here. Bang, smelter. And enrichment chamber there. Nice. All of these things can now get upgraded as well, since we're going to use them. Did I only make 4? I actually need 8 of them. I'm silly. I'm silly. I'll just use the keyboard for start, U for start. We don't need them right away. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with this. Now, doing this stuff with Mekanism is going to actually act a little bit differently because the ore processing isn't just a 1 to whatever it was with a chance. If we look at the pulverizer, right? If we look at the raw, it was a 25% chance for an additional one of these as well as a 5% chance for copper. We're going to forfeit that because if we look at the enrichment chamber version now, it's going to take 3 for a guaranteed 4 to start with. Right, we will end up upgrading this later on because you can see here there's like dirty gold dust that we can deal with to turn into 1, and then the dirty gold comes from gold clumps, which you can make with oxygen and blah blah blah. It's a whole mess, but we're not going to deal with that right now. What we're going to deal with is just doing that 3 to 1. So we have to do this a bit more intelligently. So how I'm going to do this is actually using a separate block from Applied Energistics that is called an interface. We're also going to need an, what's it called? I'm probably going to need lots of these actually. I'm trying to think of actually how I want to route this stuff now. An interface can go there. Items in, actually no, this should work. This should actually work. You're going to need the interface. I'm going to need some Fluix cables. 2 is definitely not going to make enough, so let's make a bunch of them. And that'll take a second to craft. Oh, that is actually crafting up quite nicely. Cool. So we've got Fluix cables. The other thing I'm probably going to need is my nodes. I've got 1 there. I've got those there. I'm going to need my card holder, which is there. And that should be everything I need. How are my power cables? They're okay. The other thing we're probably going to need to upgrade into like the very near future is all of these power cables we have run to everything. There and then there. Cool, we can run power to all of these things. Is the personal shrinking device in this? Shrink. Nope. Damn, that would be a really nice mod to have right about now. Anytime you have to like go down into these like 1x1 spaces, it's just a really annoying thing in Minecraft. Cool. So now we have power connected. All of these guys should now be full of power. Nice. So then we can block this up. We're just going to use cobblestone for the time being. I'm going to use the ME interface here. And then we need to connect that up to the system. So we're probably just going to go along the roof because this is how I've been doing it all. Just to have it looking... Oh, actually, this thing can probably actually go. If I go directly above, like right there, we can connect that up into the system. And now, okay, this thing's going to be kind of confusing, but we'll talk about that in a moment. That's going to go there, and let's set up everything else. So we're going to have a node there, and then 1 on each one of these. And then we need to configure the sides on all of these, right? So on the enrichment chamber side, we're going to, again, we're just going to clear all of the sides on all of these to do this. But I'm just going to show you the first setup, right? The first loop. And then we'll continue this. And then I'll go off camera and then we'll continue the rest of this. And like as I go through doing the settings on all of them. So enrichment chamber, top side is going to be set to input. We're going to have auto eject on, and we're going to have output to the right. Okay, it's super simple, right? Exactly the same as the pulverizers. They're just slightly different looking menu. Right, so in on the top, out to the right. Energize smelter, side config. In on the left, out through the top. Auto eject is on. Not that it should matter because the nodes are going to handle the pulling of the items anyway. So the items are going to come in from the interface into the enriching factory. From the enriching factory, they're going to go into the energized smelters. And then from the smelter factories, which is what they're going to be called, they're going to go back into the interface because this should actually be able to handle. You see there, if I put stuff into this stuff, it actually ends up inside of the AE system. So now if I go here and look for stake, or a 5 staker in there. I'm sorry, hold on. Let me close my email thing because that's making noise at me. Cool. Yeah. So that's how we're going to handle exporting and importing of this stuff. All right, real easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and do the settings because they're all going to be exactly the same for all four or the rest of these 3. And then we'll come back after that for the more interesting stuff. All right, all of those guys are now set up. Now, I guess the next thing we should do is probably set up the ME interface. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that. And these are all the dusts that we can make here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, okay. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I actually need a second interface. So let's go make another one of those because we only have spots for 9. And I don't think we can increase the size of that one. Okay, so we don't have any in the system. So let's make an interface. We can craft one up. Nice. We have one of these. The second one can literally just sit next to that, and they should actually share the connection to the system. If that's the case, we're also going to need a second node here. And then all of these nodes need to be connected to each other. So we need our laser wrench. Bang to there, that one to that one to this one. And then these can just be changed together. Doesn't really matter how. I just like doing the lasers in a way that looks kind of neat. All right. Let's set up the interfaces next. So these guys, instead of having that version, what they are going to have is instead the raw version of each of these. So what I'm just going to do to make my life easier is click on each of the dust variants and then click on and then add the raw version of it, right? This is the version that we're going to be getting from the quarry into my wish list. So nickel, silver, tin, lead, uranium, osmium, zinc, bauxite, which is aluminium. All right, now that we have that here, it's going to make our life real easy, right? We're going to pull out from our wish list and then drag it into this section with the down area. So now this is what it's going to do, is actually going to stock a certain amount of, or it's going to stock items from the ME system inside of this interface so that it can be pulled out. Right, real easy. And then we can set the amount, and then we're going to set all of these amounts to 3. Okay, and we're going to do this for all of them. And we're just going to work our way across the line. See, we had 3 gold in there, so I pulled 3 gold into this system. Okay, cool. Actually, I think I'm going to need a third interface to deal with items going back in to the system, since this isn't... Actually, no, this should still work. Hopefully this will work. I guess we'll find out as we try to do stuff with it. Silver, tin, lead, uranium. After uranium is osmium. And then all of these we're just going to set to 3. Oop, that's nickel accidentally got rid of. Bang. Oops, I actually got rid of silver. Keep forgetting you have to click on the wrench. 3, 3, 3. Osmium. 3. Cool. So osmium. So now I have zinc and bauxite that I need to have in here. So zinc and bauxite. 3 and 3. Nice. So we had zinc in our system apparently. Now what we're going to do with these is actually going to be... we don't have any input cards, do we? No, so it doesn't really matter. All right, on these nodes, on the upside, we're going to have item cards that are going to be set to extract with exact mode on and round robin true and enforced, actually. That's probably how we want to do it, round robin enforced. Does round robin need to be enforced? Probably not. I'm just trying to think. Does it need to be enforced? Probably not. I'm just going to do round robin as true anyway, so that we can work with this stuff as we go. Now, very importantly, these machines We're going to have auto sort off because I want the 3, if we have like multiple items in here, we want the 3 in one slot. Otherwise this isn't going to work. Upside, that's that. Default, cool. We're going to need a bunch of basic filters. Or rather just one basic filter. That we're going to set to the same as before, right? Allow, deny, allow, deny. Is it the basic filter that I want to do? I'm trying to remember how to do this. Extract, stock, insert, extract, exact. Oh yeah, then transfer amount 3. That's how we want to do this. I think. I guess we're going to have to do some testing. I think that is how we need to set this. And then we're just going to set the filters on this one and the other one to be both the same. Actually, probably not actually. Because the other one only has zinc and bauxite, doesn't it? So we can just do that as its a separate filter. Tin, lead, uranium, osmium. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then this... Oh, I changed all filters to be like that. Yikes. That's alright. Up one of this filter. Cool. Now you're going to be set to the allow list, and then you're going to be transfer amount 3. And then the speed is going to be, I guess, 20 ticks because that's the fastest so we can have. Exact mode 3. Yeah, I think it needs to be exact mode 3, and that way it's only going to pull stuff if it can grab 3 from this inventory. So then I need to clear this. Going to be set to now zinc and bauxite because that's what this guy has access to. And the upside, we're going to do the same thing, item card, extract, exact, round robin. With the filter in there set to 3, and that's the fastest it can go. We're going to ignore MBT because that doesn't matter. Channel doesn't matter because this is on its own separate system. Okay, and I saw that pulling items out, but I don't know where it was putting them. Alright, and then we're going to go on these ones. On the downside is just going to be item insert. Yeah, so there you can go, see? It's going 3 of each into them, which is exactly what we want, right? So then all of these cards on the downside is just going to be insert, down, down, insert. Cool. So we should see stuff actually popping into all of these as we get the round robin working. So we have a bunch of gold apparently in there that needed to be processed, which is nice and easy. And the reason we were doing this, right, because we need to do an exact amount of 3, otherwise this process won't work. And with the exact settings and the way that we have all this done, it's only ever going to pull out 3, right? If there's not enough to pull out, I guess exactly 3 of it, it's just not going to do it. At least that's the way it should work. Yeah, 12 is divisible by 3. I guess 27 is divisible by 3 as well. Nice. This is working nicely. This is exactly what we want. Then it's going to go into the smelter. I guess now it's just going to be a matter of, I guess on this card, we're going to have, actually what we're going to do on these is we're going to set on the downside a new item card. Downside, we're going to change the channel of this card to be orange just so that it doesn't insert anywhere funny. And these are going to be set to extract to the max amount of items in the least amount of time, right? So these are going to be all orange channel in extract cards. Down, orange, extract. Whoops, I really need to be careful about that. Otherwise, if we do this in the wrong order, it's just like things are going to get all muddled up. And like it's going to try to insert the wrong items into like the enriching factories and stuff. Cool. Your extract, oops, you're on the wrong side. Down, extract, south. Down, orange, extract. Alright, so now all of these are going to be, oh, well, I guess I need to set the actual speed, right? They're all going to be taking out 8 items every tick, every second rather. Cool. And then on this one, on the upside, we're going to have an insert card on the orange channel. So we should see the ingots popping up in there, and then from the inside of that, they should be ending up in the system. So we're currently smelting up gold. So if we go up here and then search up gold, we should see this number going up. Should see this pop to 75. Hopefully, in a moment. There we go. Oops, 76. We got 2. Nice. And now the other thing we need to check is that 76 or whatever it was is actually ending up in the drawers where we want it to, which it seems to be. And then we should see that number, yep, go to 78. This is working wonderfully. We are using a mixture of AE2 and laser IO to make this stuff work. That is so satisfying. I guess now all we can do as well, or the other thing we can do rather, is going in here and we are going to grab the tier installers that we have left. Oops. These bad boys. And then we're going to upgrade the smelters. Bonk, 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 bonk. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these ones, it doesn't matter. These can be set to auto sort. That doesn't really matter at all. Just so that this stuff smelts things faster. And now we're going to do some quick maths, right? So we have 4 or 8 times 8, which is what, 36? No, that doesn't seem nearly high enough. 8 times 8 is what? 16, 32, 64. Is it really 64? Yeah, 8 by 8 is 64. So we're going to need 64 energy cards and 64 speed cards to make this thing as fast as possible. Is this overkill? Definitely. Is it fun? Definitely. So I need 64 of you. Nice. I forgot which one I was making. That's energy. So speed, I need 64 of you. We're missing the osmium. That's okay, because I think we have some osmium in, ore in this thing, since I did some mining. I don't see it. There we have 6 osmium. Eesh. Eesh. Now I can just throw that in there and it should get processed up. But what I can do is I can just go over to our mining dimension, because I'm pretty sure we have osmium sitting in there. Yeah, we got tons of osmium. I'm going to pull all that out. I'm just going to leave 1 in there so that if we do grab up any more osmium, it has somewhere to go. And then this osmium can just go inside the AE system. Bang. I like it a lot. Oh wow, this is super loud down here. But we should see osmium ending up in some of this stuff being processed. Alright, there's 9 in this one, 9 in that one. Cool, osmium is being spread out and processed very slowly. But once that turns into, I guess, ingots, and then the ingots need to get crushed into dust, we should be able to make our speed upgrades. But in the meantime, our energy upgrades are all done. So we need speed, and then we need 64. Cool, we're missing 24 of them, so that'll happen here in a second. But we can put in our energy cards in the meantime, because this is going to make this way cheaper, right? At least power-wise, this is going to take it down to using 2 FE a tick, brother. Brother. Oh yeah, all of these guys auto-sort on, just to make the smelting faster. Yeah, nice. Okay. Now, which one was I up to with upgrades? You've got energy in you. You have energy in you. You need energy. You need energy. You need energy. I feel like Oprah. And you get an energy card, and you get an energy card. Nice. Alright, can I make my 64 speed yet? I totally can. Bong. All of these are going to be popping up into... Oh, they're popping in so fast as well. Remember, this has to go through, like, crushing and things like that as well. Oh, this is so nice. And it's probably making up the enriched iron as well, because I don't think I have any sitting in the system anymore. auto crafting it is so much fun. I love this sort of stuff. It is so satisfying to do. 64, please. Thank you. Let's grab all of these. Nice. And then all of these can get speed upgrades. This is absolutely bonkers. Actually, we've always like gone through all of that processing of the osmium. The osmium that we had in there has now been processed already. 100 and whatever it was. That's kind of bonkers. So if that's the case, I've got ores and things sitting in here. So let's grab out all the raw stuff that we are currently processing. Crap, I got rid of that, which I had one of, you that I had one of. Iron, I need to keep one of in there. Lead, let's grab that. Oh, I have diamonds. Nice. Oh, and some coal. Coal is also good to have in the system. Rest of this junk can just kind of stay there for now. And then this things can just get inserted in. Let's go to the mining dimension. Oh, I'm already... Oops. Let's go mining dimension. Well, let's see which other things we can grab out. 856 copper we can grab for sure. Whether I have the inventory space for it or not, I don't know. We're just going to leave one in there as well. Nickel, we'll leave one of. What I should have done actually was taken this thing out of my inventory, because that's going to be storing stuff. I guess that's fine. That can go there. I can grab all sorts of junk. Just gonna try to leave one of them. Like my pocket storage thing is picking up all of these ores, by the way. It's not just going like disappearing into the ether. Zinc. Just need to leave one of you in there. Osmium we already grabbed. Silver. Silver was something we were running out of before. So let's put you in there. Lead, we probably have entirely too much of this, but it doesn't hurt to have. Gold, we are still chronically low on, but that's fine as well. Osmium, uranium. You're radioactive, but sure, I'll take you anyway. Nice. And then all of this stuff can just be shift-clicked into this. And now, can I? No, I can't on this inventory. Alright, so normally with these, right, remember how we can like shift-click with it? What I'm going to do is something a bit cheeky. Is I'm going to go here. I'm going to make some acceleration cards. I'm going to make 5... Oh, I don't have the redstone for it. Yeah, are we really running out of redstone that fast? I guess we are. I guess we're making a bunch of enriched iron and stuff when we're doing all this crafting. I need to go back in here then if that's the case. Because this will be my only source of iron, of redstone at the moment. Oh, we really don't have a lot of it, do we? Okay. We need to remedy that in a moment. Or I guess figure out a way to remedy that. Let's throw you in there. Make up the 5 that we need. I'm also going to make, do I actually have an import bus? I have an import bus. And now I need the crates that I was using. Let's just use a diamond one. Alright. Now this one doesn't really matter where it's going to go, but right now, since we just want to do this real quick because we're running out of time in this episode, is I'm going to place that there. I'm going to have a flux cable running above it. And then on top of the crate, I'm going to have an import bus. That import bus is going to have, I guess, 4 acceleration cards, not 5. Cool. It's going to have 4 of these acceleration cards. Sweet. And then with the ores and things one, I'm just going to go shift right click, and that'll input everything that I had inside of it. And all this stuff is now going to disappear and be input into the AE system, and then I guess be processed from there on. Sound like a fun time? Right, and it's all going to be sitting inside of this thing for the time being, right? And then these are going to be doing their thing. Crafting card or fuzzy card. Priority. Session higher, priority first, extraction. I don't know how priority and things work with this, but this is already as fast as it can go, I think. Which, unfortunately, isn't that fast. But I guess what I can do is I can actually set this to a higher amount, so it's going to be pulling in more of it per time, and then these nodes can be pulling in 3 every second faster, I guess. Because I can definitely speed this up. I think right now the limitation is the fact that this can only pull out 3 items every 1 second, right? So if I get acceleration cards, which I probably have here, or card overclockers rather, and I go here and I throw those in there, and now this is 5 ticks. Things are ending up in here faster, but I think right now the limitation is this bad boy. So let's set you instead to 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 12, 24, 48 is going to be the highest we can go. Probably not. 48 plus 3 is 51, 54, 56, 59. Crap. What's the highest? Because I know 64 definitely isn't divisible by 3. Is it 63? Yeah, 63 is the highest we can go then. If I change this to 63, not 61. Is it 60? Oh god. 63 divided by 3 is 21. Yeah, okay. So 63 is divisible by 3. Bonk. Set with this one. I'm going to set you to 63. We're currently dealing with silver, so silver I can also set to 63. And it'll try stock as much as it can close to it. I guess I can probably do an entire stack in here actually. And it wouldn't really matter because the limitation is actually just the node pulling out. So let's just set all of you to 64. Right? Because that shouldn't actually affect this if we go 64 to all of this. Because the thing that's doing the regulation of how much it's pulling out is actually the nodes. That's what's actually being the smart thing here. So all of these can actually be 64. 64. 64. You as well, 64. Yeah, you're already set to 64. Osmium, 64. You, 64. And then you, 64. Okay, cool. Why do I feel like we got, like, a bunch of these ores just ended up in the ether? I feel like we should have had way more. Did a bunch of that just get voided? Or are they inside the drawers? I hope they're inside the drawers. You're set to 1, 1. You've got 5 in you. You've got 1, 1. You've got 2. I guess we didn't. But this is also chugging along kind of nicely. And we're getting more stuff from it, which I guess is also good. We really should probably work on like automating up the solar panels now. Can I actually make those now? Was there something I was waiting on for the solar panels? I don't remember. The leadstone solar panels, right? These things. What was I waiting on for the... Ah, that's right, the plexiglass. Right, because I needed something for this. Liquid sodium. Right, we needed to get into Mekanism to do this. Do we even think about doing this? Well, I guess we're into Mekanism now. This is actually quite doable. Maybe we think about that in the next couple episodes, because we're going to need a lot of it, to be honest with you. If each one of these takes 3, and it takes 8 of these to make the hardened version, and we want at least, let's say we want the Signalum version, 512 FE a tick. So it's going to be 3 times 8 times 8 times 8. It's going to be a lot. 3 by 8 by 8 by 8 is equal to 1,536 plexiglass sheets. And then we can go by 8 by 8 by 8. How many is that going to take in total to make 1? Times 8 times 8 times 8. That is going to be near 786,000 to have 1 ultimate solar panel. That is expensive. But either way, we will think about that in the future. Right now, I'm having a lot of fun doing some automation. All of this is finished processing our ores, which is quite fast if you ask me. We also need to deal with this iron, because right now it's just sitting here as well. So I think with this stuff, what I can do instead of doing anything fancy with it is... Oh, okay, I know how we can do this. Okay, we'll do that in the next episode. I'm getting carried away. If anyone is still watching, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you all tomorrow for the next one. Peace.